Hi, welcome to Fire Engineering's Training Minutes. I'm Steve Robertson. Today we're going to talk about how to read and split the door for the initial handline. The importance of this is twofold. Number one, when we actually read the door, very similar to what we do when we assess forcible entry. We're going to look at door location in relationship to the structure, in relationship to where the fire is. A couple things about splitting the door. The primary goal here is when we decide whether we want our hose line inside or outside. What's going to determine that again is the location of the fire and the swing of the door. So if we take the door and we look here, this particular door is an inward swinging door. 90% of the structure is to my left. So with that being said, I want to take the right side of the door. When I say take the right side, I want to look at 50% of the door and no more than 45 degrees. So we split the door into two places. The reason we split the door, if we have our attack line between 50% and 45 degrees, that allows this whole outside on this side for the backup line. Inevitably what happens, we do a good job stretching and here comes the backup line and they deploy it right on the attack line. Anytime we slow down the progress of going forward with something like that, it's very much a detriment to the fire and how it's going. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to have Bill come up and we're going to show you with the proper angles and staying within that 50% to 45 degrees that we can deploy this entire 100-foot bundle in this room. The big, huge advantage of this, if you take the proper angles, is that one person, you're not losing that first person at the door now. You're not losing that first person until we hit the first corner. We're manpower limited. Every day gets harder, so we need to maximize the manpower we have on the scene. By stretching in line with the door and reading the door, that's going to allow that to happen. Okay, so notice the location of where Bill dropped the bundle. We want that bundle to go back at the sidewalk and have one motion coming forward. If you take the bundle all the way to the door, then we've got to stretch our hose back to come back to the door. Nozzle and coupling are coming forward to the door. Now we're ready to enter. Notice the angle we've taken, 50 degrees or 50% of the door to 45 degrees, he's calling for water. As he advances in, notice we're not going to lose our first person until the first corner. Go ahead, Bill. He's going to go on in, he's got a good angle to the door. Notice how when he gets to the corner, he's never going to have anybody else. Right here, his backup man is going to stand. Notice how all the hose is coming in without a kink point or without any other issues. This allows us not to continually come back out of the structure to get hose. So when we talk about angles, we talk about those things, make sure we can stretch in line with the door, never against the door. This allows less movement inside and continues the nozzle going forward. Remember, as a nozzleman, we got to remember one thing. Think of yourself as a 200-gallon-a-minute bulldozer. Bulldozers aren't fast, but there's not a lot of things that stop them from moving forward. And allowing this stretch in line with the door is going to keep that nozzle moving forward where we need it to be. Okay, in this evolution, we covered splitting the door and stretching in line with the door. Two critical points to that nozzle moving forward and you stretching for success. Thanks for watching Fire Engineering's Training Minutes. I'm Steve Robertson.